have right here this string, right name of format double or int here, because it will be prompt in command window to type these strings. Now let's run to make size bigger. It will be prompt to give two strings, right name of format double and int, double number, just a moment. Here, when you use next, you can write double, enter, int. Now write the valid number, for example 20. 20 is invalid number because 20 is not in this range. Now for example 50, and 50 is not valid, it's working. 60, it's valid. You have entered valid value. I have made some changes, some update here for better seeing. After printing this string, the cursor go in a new line in the beginning of line, and here I have add. Now let's run. Here now we will have more better seeing what we are working. Right name of format double and int. It has print just double because we have say get name double. It will return this instance variable. Can you see name double? And get valid number. It will return this value that we have calculated. And now say, let's make size bigger. Write valid number between this range. I will type the invalid number -20. It's invalid number 5077. It's invalid number. Let's type 5078. This is a valid value. And let's type something for this. Can you see? We have here the problem. We have made the problem is because here are the braces of while loop. Before ending the while loop, it must be here placed the input next line to remove the invalid value, because if we type any error, any character that is not valid, it will be, if we type here, it will be we will have the loop, infinite loop will be executed here, this part of code. And if we must write here to remove that error. Here is after and before ending the while loop, here we must write input next line. This it will be remove that invalid value. Now let's try. We have make mistake. We have right here. It must be here before the while loop to end. Now we have double int. We have type error. Can you see? It has not in. Here we don't have the infinite loop. For example, type 60 is valid value. Can you see? If we go 80, invalid value. And here, after the while loop, we write the scanner close to save the memory to our computer. And now code, reformat code. Now I will explain what we have done here to explain. Here we have created the scanner to read the input value that we have given from keyboard. This is the instance variable that it will store from this object that we have created from this class scanner. It will store here. This is instance variable is from scanner class. Final, it means that this value it cannot be changed. It is constant. Private it means that this instance variable it will be just accessed just in method of this class. We have create this instance variable from scanner this class, and here is the m instance variable field. Now I have created the constructor with this parameter. This parameter it will be assigned to save to store to this instance variable. This keyword is used when we have the same name. To differentiate this name we must write this, because if we delete this, here the constructor does not know in which side to assign that value. This is, or for any reason you can write here to differentiate this name. It is not any problem, but you must make change in author where is used here this name. Now we are going to create setter and getter for this instance variable. Setter method this parameter store in this name. Getter it will get that value that we have stored, return that value that is from string. This is the class, can you see, is as a class. And now here we have create the method is from double. Remember, when you type double, it is good idea immediately to write return, because if you don't write return, when you run the code it will say you have forgotten to write return. Remember, when you use double, integer, character, whatever data type, you must enter in the end return. When you use void, you do not need to write return, because void it will not return any value, just to calculate what we have inside that method. We have named the method wallet number, get wallet number. Here we have boolean, this is true or false. We have stored this value is true. It will be stored here in this local variable a. If this while loop, it will be looping, executing code whenever this is true. If this is all time true, it will be infinitely executed this loop. That we must write here break. Here, can you see? We don't have write break, and this loop it will be infinitely execute. We must write here counter 3. Now alt enter, create field as an instance variable, as an integer. We must instantiate. Now this counter we can increment. This counter is 0, increment by 1. If counter it's equal by 3, after 3 times executing here inside this code here, it will be break this loop to terminate the program. This is very important, it's part of code, because if you don't break here this while loop, it will be infinitely executing this code. We must. Now we are going to run. Write name of format. Let's make size bigger. Write name of format. We have here double. You can write in one row just to have the space double integer. This are as a input type from string. Now valid number 60, 70, 75. No, it's not valid. 70. Can you see? After executing 3 times, this counter, it will be incremented 3 times. When counter is 3 is equal by 3, it will be break that loop. Now, if the value is invalid, it will print invalid value. Now, this is in the end of the while loop. We must write this input next line. This is very important because this is removing the error to not store in the scanner when it's error, because we will have the infinite loop. It will be destroy the CPU if you don't write this part of code, if you enter any error. After while loop, we must write the input close. This is to manage to save the memory of your computer and to return this m value. Now here in this I have write this string, and now read this input value that are string. Here in this constructor, can you see? This constructor say that you must write 2 parameters that are string. Here, this string 2 we have write, and now from this is the variable from this object that object class that we have created. From this class, can you see? This variable is from this class. We are going to call from this class to call this method. Get name double. Just a second. Get valid number. This it will call the name double this instance variable, but here from this variable from this class it will call this method.